All right. Welcome, everyone. We are live on a Saturday morning for Vinyasa. Hope you are ready to flow and work a little bit. Now, when you practice the Vinyasa, you can, of course, skip doing chaturanga and you'll do more of like a hatha flow practice. You can do extra chaturangas. So always remember in these classes, you want to make sure you're up for the challenge, rest when you need to, add less effort or more effort, or do middle ground. And be open to all of those things to have the most ability in practice. So we do a lot of movement in my Vinyasa classes that aren't chaturanga as well. So we're definitely going to move. And we're always moving energy, moving circulation, moving our life force throughout the body with the breath. So even when we hold poses, we're breathing in and breathing out and having that flow of breath. Now, you can move, and that's a movement, but it's not necessarily a flow, right? So you're definitely going to breathe, but the breath might not be flowing. You're going to move, but if the movement's abrupt and sort of, jerky, then that's not a flow. It needs to be fluid and smooth to be a flow. So we're going to work on the flow of the breath. Begin with the inhale. Remember the smooth quality of the exhale as well. And we'll also work on the flow of the body. Now, when you're newer to movement, your movement will be not the smoothest, and that's fine. So as you practice more and more, you'll get better at breathing and you'll get better at movement. So hold yourself accountable, but just understand that it takes time and you can't expect to be perfect at everything, especially the first time you try things. So breathe, be patient with yourself, and rest when you need to rest. Let's go ahead and have the feet nice and even. If you can, spread open the toes. Drawing your abdomen stand really, really tall, and we'll lift the arms and stretch to the side. Switch your grip and continue side to side. And when you're done with each side, relax the arms. Let's go ahead and roll the shoulders. Breathing deep all the while. Both directions, rolling the shoulders, both directions, very smooth. And rolling out the wrists. And we'll do both directions. Rolling the hips. Do a few each way. And feet together, rolling the knees. And do a few each way. And stand up tall. Lift the arms, weave the fingers together. Draw into the core. Lift the palms pressing up, and then bend and extend the arms. Having the feet together is a good challenge for your balance, but feel free to have a wide stance as you need, if you need. And then relax the arms. Let's continue gradually and gently warming up the body with a nice pat down. So pat down one arm. And do the inner arm and the outer arm. Rub the wrist and rub the elbow. Nice circle around the joint. It's an Ayurvedic method. Circular massage around the joint. We'll switch to the shoulder. And then patting down the other arm. Do the inner and outer arm. And rubbing the wrist. And rubbing the elbow. Rub the shoulder joint. And then patting down the torso. And the thighs. And the legs. Inner and outer legs. Come up the back of the legs. Bend the knees a bit. Work into the glutes. Lower back. And swing the arms. Use a little momentum to reach the mid-back. And then patting yourself on the trapezius, shoulder tip, shoulder blade. Both sides. And shake out the hands a little bit. Very good. Let's do some half sun salutes. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, touch down. Half lift. And straight back lift. Arms up. Arms relax. Again, arms up. Touch down. Half lift. And continue the half lift to a straight back lift all the way up, and then relax the arms. And one more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, touch down. Flat back, half lift. You might need to bend the knees. And we'll stand on up. And then bring the hands to heart. Breathe and feel nice and grounded. Now, as we get into active flow, using more strength and energy, we want to keep breathing and feel nice and grounded. So even though we move, even though we make effort, we stay calm deep inside. And that comes to you via full deep breathing. So inhale, forward salute this time, maybe a gentle arch, flex the abs. Exhale, downward dog, hands down, walk back, and lift the hips high. Press through the hands and relax down the back of the neck. Let the knees bend to the ground. Lengthen through the spine. Roll out the back. And child's pose. And let's come back to hands and knees. And go ahead and lower all the way down. Inhale, easy cobra. Hold that a little bit. And then lift the hands. Feel how the shoulder blades come together a little bit. The chest opens more. That's what we want to feel in all of our back bends, that feeling of opening the chest. So apply that in fuller cobras and up dogs and etc. We'll come on down. And then locust. Lift legs and chest. Stay like this for a little bit. Lift the hands, again feeling that openness in the chest. Send the arms back. Keep feeling openness in the chest and roll the knees in and come on down. Take a cobra using the arms a little bit, but leaving the elbows bent, opening up in the chest, and come on down. Use the core and lift. Push into the legs, downward dog. Inhale, plank, and exhale back to downward dog. Let's do a few more planks. Plank again, top of a push-up, back to downward dog. Again, plank, and back to downward dog. Plank, and knees down, lower all the way. Inhale, cobra, and exhale, lower. And bring the hands to the lower ribs. Inhale, upward dog. And draw into the core, push back into the legs, downward dog. Walk or lightly hop to the top of the mat. And come into a half lift. In a full fold. Straight back lift. Inhale, rise on up. The arms lift. And then the arms bend. Elbow tips lift. The fingertips work down. You draw into the core. And then re-extend the arms and come back to plank. Lower. And either do cobra or bring the hands lower and take up dog again. Opening the chest. Draw into the core. Downward dog. Deep breath. Really tilt the pelvis. Lift the low back. Lift out of the shoulders. Slow down the exhale. And child's pose. We're not resting because we're tired yet. We're just reminding ourselves it's okay to rest. Rest is a good thing and it will enhance your practice. And ultimately, when you work hard and rest, it will help you to be stronger. Come to sitting or kneeling position. Take a big step up with the right foot. Next is warrior one. Ground through the back heel. Come on up, have the knee facing forward or slightly open, and that will help you to strengthen the hips, while squaring the hips to stretch the back hip and inner thigh. Warrior one, take a half bow, come on up. Take another half bow or a full bow, draw into the core, come on up, and do that one more time, either half bow or full bow, using the core to lift, and now make a spin towards the back side. Warrior one, deep breath, and then make a spin back to the front. And exhale, face down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Feel free to lift to neutral or bring the hands low. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Child's pose. Deep breath. And come up to sitting or kneeling position. Take a big step up with the left foot. And take warrior one. Back foot down, rise on up, square the hips, tail down, arms lift. Take a half bow, inhale, lift. Take a full bow, lift, and then another full bow, or keep doing the half bows. That's perfectly fine. You've done your movement, then breathe into the pose. And switch sides. Nice, smooth flow. Sometimes you have to widen that back leg and you keep it back leg strong, front knee open, not too far, not beyond the ankle, just right above it. Deep, deep breath. And then spin back to the front leg. Adjust the length, the width as needed so you feel really good form in the pose. And plank pose. Knees down, elbows down. Walk the legs way back. And take plank on the elbows. Sphinx pose. Deep breath. And if you like, lengthen the arms. And come on down. Bring the hands lower. Do cobra if you like, or bring the hands even lower and take up dog. Draw into the abdomen, glide back, downward dog, and then walk or lightly hop up to the top of the mat. Take a half lift and then a fold. Bend the knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit low unless the knees hurt. Lift the spine, draw into the abs, open the shoulders, and then glide to standing. Let's do that one more time. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Plank pose. And hover, Chaturanga pose. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Deep breath. And knees on the floor. Let's go ahead and turn to face the side and then walk or lightly hop the feet apart, pyramid. Deep breath. And draw into the core. Stand on up. Open up the right foot. Open the arms and open the knee. Take warrior two. And then warrior lift. Back to warrior two. And then relax the arms down and take extended warrior. Arms up. And then do a full flow. Arms down, arms up, and back to warrior two. Let's switch sides. Opening up that left foot, open the toes, turn the back foot in a bit. Warrior two. Check that the knee is opening. Tail down, abs in, arms up. Left arm lifts. Back to warrior two. And then relax the hands. Inhale, extended warrior. Arms up, abs in. And arms all the way down. Lift and then smooth flow back to level. And relax arms and legs. Center the feet. Hinge down. Bend the right knee. And then the left. Come back to center. And left hand on the right side of the chest. Right arm lifts. And come on down. Right hand to the left side of the chest. Left arm lifts. And come on back to center. Bend both legs and lift the chest. Lengthen both legs and round the back. Repeat that flow. Bend both legs, lift the chest. Lengthen both legs, roll the spine. Knees bend, lengthening. Legs lengthen, rolling in the back. Knees bend, lengthening. Legs lengthen, rolling out the back. Knees bend, extend. And come back to neutral. Flat back, open chest. And draw into the core. Stand on up. And open the right foot again. Turn the back foot up, spread all the toes. We're going to do a longer hold in the warrior. When I hold longer, I like to widen my stance. You can do shorter stance for less effort, longer stance for a little bit more stretch and strength. Your choice. Just remember to breathe and be steady. And other side. Take warrior two, very strong legs, strong back leg as well as front. Arms nice and lifted. Sometimes the arms are a little bit like this or like that, but nice steady effort in the pose. Not too little, not too much. Steady gaze and quality breathing. Rhythmic pranayama. And relax arms and legs. Let's go ahead and bring the feet a little closer. Open the toes. Take horse stance. Baby asana. An option of lifting the arms. And then stand even more tall. And bring the feet closer till you're ready for a squat. Squat a little bit and hold the thighs for support. If it feels good, squat deeper and stand. Keep weight in the heels. Don't go any lower than what feels good on the knees. Try and keep your body weight pretty much above your hips. If you want to just hold the squat and not do this movement, that's fine. Otherwise, this is good for building core in the posterior chain, working the legs, increasing circulation, and developing flexibility in the hips and low back. Now we're going to hold the squat. It's also good flexibility for the ankles and Achilles. If you feel too tight there, maybe put a blanket under your heels, sit on 2 blocks, or just do a wall squat or a seated butterfly. Any modification you need to do is perfectly fine, so long as you're with the breath. Hands down. Lift the knees high into the armpits, lean forward and take a partial crow on your tiptoes, or bring the feet up for crow. Hug the feet in, round the back and contract the core, the head slightly lifted, and you're pushing into the fingertips, especially if you feel like you're tipping forward. And then come on down. And gently sit down. Draw your hips back, hips back, hips back. And then we'll set up for Upavishta Konasana. So we're holding the feet, leaning back a little bit, really lifting the chest. And we're going to lift and do a balancing squat. And if you can, extend the legs part way. And then eventually legs more fully. Lift the chest. If you want to challenge, try just with one leg. And then the other leg. And then both legs. And release from the stretch. Bring the arms forward like a spear. Again, check the sitting bones are back. Now we're going to lift the feet a little bit. This is phase 1. That's all you need to do. Otherwise, open the legs a bit. You want the knees to be about level with the middle of your chest. If you can keep the knees high and point the ankles and extend the legs, do that. Otherwise, do any of the phases we've done before. Keep breathing. Good. Let's release. And come back to the hands and knees. Take your time. Extend the right leg. Lift just hip level. Knee to nose, round the back. Re-extend. Lift the left arm. And switching sides. Then the left leg, knee to nose, around the back. Re-extend. And lifting the right arm. And go ahead and release. And take a face down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, lower. Bring the hands lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Look forward and walk or hop. Feet to hands, half lift, full fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Standing pose. And feet together this time. We're going to do a twisted chair. Remember to modify if you need. We'll take hands to heart at first, do a little bit of a chair, and if your knees feel good, go really low. If it doesn't feel good, just modify. This is how you modify. Otherwise, you're low. And twist to the right. Twist to the right, make prayer chair. Keep breathing deep. Switch sides, twisting opposite side, prayer chair. Come back to center. And then take chaturanga pose. Pass through plank. Hover slowly using your abs. And inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Deep, deep breath. Taking time to exhale slow. And let's take the knees down. And take a little child. Come back to hands and knees. And then take the right elbow down. Take the left arm up. Take elbow side plank. You could do a kickstand if you need. Otherwise, feet together, strong feet, strong hips to lift. And when you're ready, come back and switch. Strong legs, keep the hips up. You're using the strength of the gluteus medius to take it out of the shoulder a bit. Still very challenging with the shoulder, but you want to use all the core. Let's come down. Now we'll do a held plank, and we'll see how that feels. So held plank, lift out of the shoulders, lift the abs, tuck the tail, and knees down. And go ahead and take the right arm under, thread and rest and stretch. Breathe. Switch. Very good. Let's come back to plank and take side plank on the right hand. Feet together, left arm up. And without rushing, come on down. Maybe add a push-up. Squeeze the abs, especially with lifting. And other side, side plank. Come on down, add a push-up. Dog stretch. Hips high. Deep breath. Feel free to walk up and sit down. Otherwise, take a little hop to cross-legged. And legs through. Hips back, knees high, chest high, Navasana. You hold the ground with the legs, otherwise arms out. Extending the ankles, feathering the toes, breathing. Feet lower. Hold the shins. Renew the lift of the chest. And do that one more time. Keep that lift of the chest, knees high, chest high, long spine. When you're rounding the back, you're more likely to roll backwards. You're lifting and using the core. And then feet down, hold the shins, pull on the shins, lift the chest. And third and final round. Navasana. Now we're going to transition to Dandasana. So you lower the legs in unison with lifting the arms, flexing the feet, using your core, which means your legs, hip flexors, and abs. And now we're strengthening the back in Dandasana. And we lead with the heart for Paschimottanasana. And release that forward bend. Bring the feet back, hands back, and take tabletop. Big stretch for the shoulders. Only take the head back if it feels good. Feet and thighs parallel. And come on down. Extend the legs forward. Take a stretch for the wrist. Lead with the wrist. Glide forward. And again, Paschimottanasana. And release. Let's take a seated twist. So tuck the left leg under. Tuck it under, angling it diagonally. And bring the right foot around. Sit on a cushion or block if you need. Holding the shin, lifting the chest, and then taking a nice twist to the right. Come on back to center. And switch. And have the left leg tucked under. Have the knee facing off diagonally. Other leg comes around. Pull on the shin initially to lift. And take that nice deep twist to the left. You can come on back to center. Switch to hands and knees. Lower to face down. Inhale, cobra, and hold a little bit. If you don't feel good in cobra, come down and rest. Or do sphinx. And then come on down. After a breath, we're going to do a held up dog. You may consider using blocks, fists, weights, bars, that is, or bringing the hands back and just using flat palms. The extra height, like with blocks, weights, or fists, will really help you to open the chest, and it's good for the wrists as well. You can do flat palms and feel that good openness to the chest and your wrists feel good, then that's what you'll do. Breathing, of course, always with the breath. Only lift the head if the chest is really opening. If you're really tight, just neutral neck. Eventually, shoulders open, chest open, the neck follows. And then rest. Take a breath, use the core to slowly transition to down dog. And walk or hop to cross-legged. You can also walk up and sit down. Otherwise, jump through, legs come through. You're welcome to do V-seat or Paschimottanasana, either of those two things. Otherwise, we're going to combine the two postures with a balancing forward bend. So lift and lengthen. You're welcome to stay like this at first, but eventually you have the chest very high and the legs high as well. And you're breathing. Try and draw the shoulders back, sternum forward. It's very challenging, but you can do it. At least with time, you'll be able to refine your pose. Be patient, breathe, and feet down. Next is the diamond pose. Feet more forward, hips back, make it long. You see how long this is? It's very different than butterfly, even though the knees are bent at the same angle. Diamond stretch with the breath. And release the forward bend. Let's go ahead and switch to a nice straddle pose. So legs wide. And stretching to the right leg. Just holding the leg at first, and eventually one hand on foot, and then both. Breathing. And switching sides. Very good. Let's come back to center and transition to sitting cross-legged. You want to sit on a blanket if your knees are really high. Okay? The stiffer the hips, the tighter the knees. If you're sitting like this, just keep sitting on more and more cushioning. Folded towels, blankets, couch cushions, anything works. You don't need specific yoga props. But you do want to sit tall, have your breath, rest your arms. Let's close the eyes. Let's take about a minute or so with the eyes closed and just enjoy some quiet time. Let's come back to the body. Switch the sides. Take a little side bend. Just very lightly, once each side. And again, we'll do another little session with the eyes closed. Just very brief, observing 5 soft breaths. Quiet time. Good. Let's come back to the body. And set up to lower onto the back. Roll back and down. Knees to chest. And left foot to ground. Take half spider pose. The ankle above the knee widening. And switch. Good. Let's release the left leg to the ground. And you may want the hands under the hips. Draw the knees in a little bit and extend the legs vertical. You can use a block under the hips if you have a block. You can use nothing under the hips if you prefer that. Otherwise, a little bit of support is nice. Legs are vertical. Pointing the ankles helps. And we'll just hold this for a little bit of strength and also reversal of blood flow. Nice inversion for the legs. And release feet to the ground. Come back to knees to chest. Open the arms, take the legs to the left. The torso twisting right. Nice, easy twist. And other side. Very good. Let's come back to knees to chest. And feet to the ground. Heels hugging in, feet parallel, inhale, bridge. And come on down. And again, feet parallel, inhale, bridge. Either do normal bridge or lift the right knee, point the foot, and take extended bridge. And lower. Let's go ahead and do that on the other side. Keep the bottom foot parallel, top leg nice and engaged, pointing through the ankle, and lower smoothly. And come on down. Feet together, butterfly. You really feel pinched in your low back. Do wide feet, knees in, like inverse butterfly. Otherwise, feet together, knees open, opening those hips, letting the spine be nice and supported with the earth below you. And breathing. Very good. Let's lift the knees, open the arms out to side, lengthen the left leg, and taking a deeper twist. You're even welcome to do an intermediate twist. Otherwise, this is the next phase from the basic. Bottom leg lengthened, right arm out to side, both shoulders glued to the ground as you work deep into the twist with the exhale. Glutes relax, stretching through the hips and the spine. Let's take the other side now. And then relax in Shavasana. Letting go completely, feeling supported by the earth below you. Taking this as a reclined meditation, just observing what arises, focusing on non-attachment, letting the breath be soft and effortless, and enjoy how the body and the mind will follow into that soft, effortless state of the breath. Deepen the breath. Let's gradually come back to the body, wiggling fingers and the toes. Take knees to chest. Give yourself one last big hug. And come up to a comfortable seat of your choice. We're going to do a clearing breath and 3 ohms. So once in your comfortable seat, sit tall, breathe in through the nose, open mouth, exhale. And then inhaling. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining. This has been our Saturday Vinyasa class. I'm doing a night class tonight, which is unusual. I do them about once a month, once every 6 weeks, a charity class. Tonight's class is grounding yoga. Do a couple standing poses and some warm up, but basically like a lot of yin yoga at the end, very grounding, very calming. And it's to benefit the relief fund for local fires in Santa Cruz. We had the biggest fire in our history locally. The whole state has had very big fires, much bigger than ours, but a lot of my friends lost their homes and people were displaced, and it was very hard on our community. So we're working on chipping away at healing, restoring, giving back. So check in, it will get saved. So if you did this and you're like, well, that's a lot of yoga for today, you can do it tomorrow or a couple days from now. It will all be saved. All these live feeds get saved to my channel. So please give a donation to me for today's class. Tonight's class donations go to the Relief Fund. There's links in the description. It really helps if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the videos, make positive comments, share with your friends. So if you don't have money to give, no problem, don't worry. Keep training, but like, subscribe, share, and comment and tell me how much you enjoyed practicing, and keep practicing. So that's it for today. I will see you more in the near future. I'm going to do the wave on Facebook Live for say goodbye to YouTube. Thank you.